Hi, my name is Pam Bundy, and I've been asked to share something from the verse from Matthew 6:11 for retreat. So I want to share two life lessons, is how I like to call them. The verse Matthew 6:11 says, "Give us this day our daily bread." You know, when I grew up as a child, I don't think I ever thought when I sat down to dinner whether there'd be food on the table. I never thought I might not have a lunchbox. It never entered my mind, although I heard that there were people starving in the world, but I never really experienced it. And then in 2014, God took me to Uganda, and I learned a lot of life lessons there. And one of the things that happened at the very beginning of the trip was I went to the guest house, which was where the Amani choir was staying. They were preparing to come to the United States for a choir tour. And I was asked to lead them in a devotional, but before I did, they actually were having a time of prayer. And when I listened to those children pray, and I listened to them thanking God for the food He gave them on that day, that He would give them on that day, when I heard them thank Him for waking them up this morning, that they were alive on this day, something radically changed in my heart. And I remembered the story of God feeding the children in the wilderness, giving them manna, and He specifically gave it to them every day to gather what they needed for that day. I really feel that it's a part of God's heart for us to learn total dependence on Him, that we don't have anything that He hasn't given us, that He hasn't provided. We get stuck in our world and we just assume there's going to be money in the bank or in our pocket and we can buy what we need. We have refrigerators to save food and freezers to save food. You know, in a country like Uganda, most people don't have electricity. And they're a cash society. They work, they get paid in cash, and they use that cash that day to buy the food for that day. So they understand this verse very differently than we do. And I really believe it was God wanting His disciples and us to learn to be dependent on Him for every single thing. And there's a second life lesson, because I don't think it just has to do with food. It says, "Give us this day our daily bread." And in the New Testament, Jesus calls Himself the bread of life. I know that for my own life, I need a daily dose of Jesus. And I really need it in the morning before I've walked out into the world. I need Him to fill me with His Spirit through His Word. Not that I get any more of Him, but He gets more of me, and I get my focus set right. So I just want to encourage you that every day that He has given us is a new day. His mercies are new every morning, and we can ask Him to give us exactly what we need, whether it's provision, materially, or whether it's spiritual nourishment that we need. And He will do as He promised, because that's what He does. Life lessons.